One of the highly requested questions in chat is how do I rank up from Platinum to GM? How do I rank up from Silver to GM? How do I win more games? My teammates are growing. What do I play in this scenario? And other questions like that. What I want to do is I want to start a series by doing unranked to GM, and I'm going to do it very slowly. I'm going to make a decision making. I'm going to explain everything I do on a certain hero in every game. To comp 7 payload behind Arisa, my hog is going to go for pulls. I do not want to get pulled and hooked from the enemy team. In case they run with a Mei, going to charge my exo boots and jump above. Fuck this Mei. At least she apologized, don't fuck this Mei. It's okay, mistakes happen. Okay, gonna stay here for a bit. Okay, so Ana Brig, making Hanzo. Hanzo has one shot potential, I can get slipped and I don't want to get pulled. I'm going to get pulled, waiting for him to drop. Should have thrown it a bit more in front, but we got to fix. He's poking, we're up to, they don't have a healer. That TNT should be huge. Pork versus 3. Mickey 1. Nice. Took his attention, so he looked at me. Wait, I don't want to sit on the pillow because Big is going to contest. Somebody was behind, I think it was Hog behind. I'm not on top. Just want to poke her for a bit. She did 2 shots on me. If she uses nade for me, then that's good. I don't want her to use nade on my team. We lost this fight though. Backing out. So he's going to get full hook. Backing out all the way. Here's full. He's close. I'm anti-ed. We're gonna bongo, and I'm going to use mount also. Wait, the 4v5. This actually is winnable. Oh, okay, good. Pop bongo, and we won that. My warm-up game, so I need to be more aware of the enemy's positions and stuff. Like right now, honestly, my brain doesn't even think where the enemy is and stuff. I'm just reacting on visual and audio cues, and I think this is one of the mistakes that a lot of players are doing, in which they only play the game by only seeing what's in front of them and reacting to like sound and visual, you know? When the way to play, in my opinion, is to just use all your senses, including like the possibility to understand where the enemy is playing from. Should be fine. All better. I threw the immortality field instantly there to the hook connected. As I told you earlier, I'm not fully warmed up, so you want to throw your immortality field when you hear the hook connect. Right there, I didn't even hear the hook connect. Break the wall, break the wall. Break the wall, break the wall, break the wall. Don't you love the maze that sometimes playing the enemy team, although they're on your team? Okay. They have a Junker now, Mekri. I can try to be more aggro because they don't have anything that can kill me instantly. She did. I'm gonna pull it back out. Good nade. Okay, Salo. Nice. Those headshots mattered a lot. But we're gonna get hooked. I need to be careful going to jump on high ground. Because maybe if he gets hooked, I wanna be able to immortality field past the wall. Oh, we're using this. Okay. Junk behind. Oh, don't shoot me! Don't pull! Don't pull! Okay, good. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Okay. Getting out. Please focus mortality field, not the main. Wait for Gana, wait for Gana. Going to this. What the fuck is this shoot at here? Like, the second you see the shield being placed in front of you, your main goal is to destroy the shield, and if possible, try to catch somebody off guard. I'm not gonna play from here. We're going to be kind of close to tower. I'm going to jump on here, and this is one of the best positions to play from on route. Of course, on top. Stay behind payload. Good shot. Okay, we use nano. Hog is safe. Make a right side. Ana right side with Meki. Why did I jump there? I'm not fully back out. Use Ainun, they use Tiger. We're gonna have whole hog. He's nano also, if I remember correctly. Just gonna stay in the back, going to jump a bit. Like when your team is regrouping, you can try to maybe scout out for extra information. Like right now, jumped on top until we're all grouping up. Nobody is top right when we walk in, so you don't need to check. Like a lot of people just stay behind walls, and sometimes it's good if you're under any pressure, but they don't have anything that can kill me if I do that jump. Using Mayul. Somebody frozen? Nobody frozen. Here's Bongo. Okay, we got a Bongo. We got the junk. Close to Mayul. Oh, they're going to corner. Full things, timing the shield. There's in front. Jumping up. Got one kill. Then we're going to be close, going to get out of the payload, and yeah, we should be fine. So yeah, one of the things, like a lot of people, for people that play Counter-Strike, you know there's a term called info. Although you die, you get information of how the enemy is playing. That term is not that often used in Overwatch. When, let's say, you respawn faster than your team, or your team is not grouping up fully, you're still waiting like 5 or 10 seconds. A lot of people just stay behind the wall and wait for everybody to group up, right? But in my opinion, you should try to gather information all the time. See what's happening. Even if you just go on high ground for a bit, as I went there, I cleared the path of my thought process in the future. In the future, if I'm not going to see Hog is not going to be right side, top right is going to be left side. You know? Sometimes, yeah, I know that they can try to get over there on high ground and go for sneaky picks, but we're still playing in Masters. This series is dedicated for people that are up until GM, so under GM, and small things like this can help you a lot. So, for example, over there, we were regrouping main, jump on high ground, and inspect if the junkyard is top right, Hog is top right. That doesn't mean necessarily that they're not top right, because you know there's a small corridor where you cannot check, but still, some information is better than no information at all. While keep biting is on Bap side jump, you crouch. Literally, just crouch. Left control for me, that's the default one. Hi chat, holding the shock point, going to poke here just for a bit. When I throw my mortality field, if nobody's going to get hooked, I'm going to try to throw my mortality field. The guy said 5 people on payload, so probably with bunker, or if not, probably with a bastion. No, they have bunker. Nobody got hooked. Going to jump for a bit because I heard the Genji McCree. I know that McCree is good, so whenever I'm going to be in a 1v1 versus him, I'm not going to jump. Genji just dash through. They're going to pull hooks soon. We don't have Mei wall. Or now we have Mei wall. Oh, she's low. Not bad. On the right side. We gave them the whole high ground. Good. By the way, the Genji poked, he should be quite close to Blade, so I'm going to try to be as conservative as possible with my mortality field. And I want to try something out. If the Genji doesn't benefit from any damage boost, Mercy damage boost, or Nano boost, or even Bongo, they probably don't have Bongo yet. When he blades, you can attempt to kill him with your ultimate, or if not, try to out-heal the damage from his blade with your healing, amplified healing. I'm going to try to keep my distance, hopefully he's going to blade here, and hopefully my boy is going to get hooked. The only way he can cut through it is if I don't sync out my shots correctly. I'm not gonna use it. Cut through to the Genji. Like we should be able to fuck it through the blade without the Discord orb onto us. It's like the same, like there's one thing you can do with Moira's ultimate as well. If you if you like heal up yourself, going to grab this and is going to shoot at me. If you're going to heal up yourself with the, like the grenade, then the Moira pockets you with the ultimate. If Genji does a blade without any damage boost, then you will be able to outkill the damage. And Bob's grenades are like more healing. Amplify damage. Just going to break. What guy said, Orisa? We need to do more damage now. We need to stop playing as a team. I need to be more proactive. Just win the team fight. One dead. Where's the Genji? Dead, okay, dead, okay, we're good. No! One that kill. Okay, there's a lot of ultimates. Now, this is where a lot of people make mistakes in this rating. You see that the enemy is playing really good, right? They have 2 TPS that are Smurfs. And we need to play like more aggressive. I think everybody's on the main on my team apart from me and McCree, right? So I want to try and poke, not give them any space. Just poke, constantly move, don't just be a kill bot. You have Bong activated. Take multiple angles, try to annoy them as much as possible. Don't just sit behind your Orisa. Killing up the Orisa. Wanna kill the Zen. Oh fuck. Can you back out a bit? Hold the corner. Could we get a kill or two? I think we give up the point. Don't contest, give it up. Like right now we died kind of staggered. I thought we would be able to turn that around. If we would have, if I would have like cracked better and tried to kill the Moira, then we should have been fine. Okay. 3 minutes. We need an ugly fight because like they will probably try to cap the point. Genji is going to have maximum of 3 blades in this scenario. I can't save him. We need to take a fight now. That was good. And now we need to take another fight very close because Genji is going to blade us once here and once probably at the end. And he's going to have the second one like in overtime. We're going to have like more time than them. Somebody got picked though. Close to my ult. I really want to get my ult. Can you blade already? Genji left side. Got a kill. Hiding here. Gonna get pulled. Not me. Okay, we should be fine. Okay, he fucked up the blade. Now it's actually winnable. He's going to have a second blade. If we don't die, like if we don't lose this team fight right now, and they manage to push the payload, he's going to have a second blade over here quite soon. Don't push too much. Careful about the hook. Don't get pulled. Nice. Just poking. We should win the team fight. I'm not going to ult. Right now we have to pick. Somebody died earlier. It's just panic from them. Okay, so I explained this in an earlier episode, like a couple of games ago. It's where you want to take the team fights, and this is a principle that a lot of people don't understand. They only focus on the mechanics of the game when, in essence, you need to view it above also. Going to ult here. Oh, actually, nah. Let's ult. Let's kill them. He's on left side. Okay, right now he's talking Genji, so we should be fine. Like the only win condition was literally pull hook, which is going through sometimes, but we have the Mei that can like fuck them up even 5 versus 6, so it's hard for them to push in with that pick just because of Mei's freeze and wall. We also have a lot of CC from McCree from Ana. And the only win condition was literally the Genji deciding to play. We didn't have like a clear contact for it. Oh, I think we're going kind of deep. I'm going to go this here because you might be able to push through. Good. Chunk behind. Still has this corridor on me, but we're gonna win this. They have ball. As long as you don't overextend.
Let them up.
GG. Clap, 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 clap. As in how to take 1v1s, listen to audio cues, have this like, let's say, overhead map view. Like one of the most undervalued skills that a lot of people don't insist in a lot of guides is knowing where the enemy is without having a radar. Just knowing based on what you hear and try to have like this mental map above your head, you know? Like just try to see. Wait, is this a pixel? Wait, where does this go? Goes through here. It goes through here.
Smile.
Oh, I can't flank. Okay. So yeah, it's just knowing how the enemy is positioned and where the enemy is positioned without even seeing them. Like having this mental map based on audio cues, visual cues, where they should be playing. When they have the opportunity to flank, that comes with a lot of experience and watching how other players play and see when they think they have openings, watching pro games and see when they try to flank and see when they have openings. And also based on when they respawn. This is something like really undervalued. For example, McCree and Orisa are dead right now. When they respawn, you need to calculate in your head how many seconds, like it takes them 10 seconds to respawn and how many seconds it would take them to walk out of spawn over here. And based on information like this, you win just where the map is, depending on where you're going to take the team fights. So, let me play this for a bit. We have 2 minutes 21, right? We don't have, whenever Genji baited, we lost, because we don't have a clear counter for it. The only clear counter is honestly something that I want everybody to keep an eye out for right now when bunker comps are quite prominent, is one of the clear counters to Genji Blade is whole hog. If you can't hook him, you use your ultimate with hog to push him away. The second he starts deflecting, you aim your mouse in the opposite direction, and then you aim it back at him. So, and you should fuck his blade up quite okay. But the series is aimed not at what Roadhog players should do, and I've seen a lot of YouTube comments that tell me, yeah dude, but you might manage your team and tell them everything to do, and you know these things, how can I, a silver player, do these things? Yeah, okay. So I'm not gonna say sometimes exactly what my teammates need to do when try to coordinate. I just want to focus on what Bap needs to do. But in general, you should know that when Genji, like when an enemy has an ultimate, your brain should always think from a shot caller point of view, what can you do to try and counter it. Right now, what are the counters to Genji Blade? You can use Mei ult to ult under yourself, but he's probably going to get 2 kills and everybody's going to stay grouped. And yeah, you're going to freeze him, but you're not going to freeze other people. And maybe, in my opinion, it's better to save Mei ult for after Genji's Blade to win the next team fight for sure, because they don't have any Lucio to speed boost out. Then they're going to play on payload because they're going to attack with Orisa, Hog, and McCree, and Monga's quite range limited, so you're going to get at least 3 people in the Mei ult. But you have other counters. You have McCree Flashbang, which is sometimes quite hard to hit against good Genjis. They're going to try to avoid the hitbox of the Flashbang. Sleep Duct, we all know sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't work. Hook sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. Pull sometimes works, doesn't bother the Genji that much. And Baptiste doesn't bother the Genji that much. On 1 slash if he's nanoed, if he's not nanoed, then 2 slashes. Or dash slash, whatever. If slash, I mean. The only viable counter in this comp is literally Hog pushing him away. But you can counter your team comp weakness against what the enemy team has, and this is what a lot of people don't understand also when they play with so-called one tricks that only play, I don't know, Symmetra, Torbjorn or stuff like that. Heroes are strong on certain parts of the map. And sometimes, right now, the optimal comp would not be Baptiste against what they have, honestly. You know what would be absolutely amazing against what they have? A Zen. Zen would be destroying them. Mei freezes somebody up, Hog hooks somebody, you discord somebody. After that, the person that's caught, easy clap. You spam the shield extra, they lack that much spam because Genji is going to try to not shoot the shield, but going to try to pressure to farm his blade up as much as possible. Moira's not going to pressure the shield that much. So yeah, Zen would be like the perfect swap here instead of Bap. But you can make Baptiste work if you take fights in certain areas where it will advantage you. So, back on track. 2 minutes 20 seconds. Let's say that Genji is the world-class Genji and he's going to farm 2 blades in, let's say, 1 minute each blade. Let's see when he gets that blade. The reason why like you want sometimes to even invest some ultimates in a certain part of the map is to have another fight when he's not going to have an ultimate. The payload will push back and then you have the last fight right at the end when he's going to have his ultimate, but you can contest in overtime. So, nice and slow on this section of the map. Fight goes through, we're holding here. We don't need to die. Genji blades. He somehow fucks it up. Like it's quite hard to play against this. By the way, I hide immortality field around this, so make although he uses high noon, we are safe and use the window here. So this episode or this match being more advanced, I'm not going to explain basic things such as hiding immortality field around, but more about more intricate things that can help you rank up from a macro perspective. He's going to blade. By the way, this is a spot that a lot of players don't know because it isn't that accessible. So you can stay on this. You can also stay on this as I showed a couple of times ago. And also you can stay on this and behind that. You can stay on this. There's a small platform here. You can see it. So yeah, Genji dies. And now we somehow win the team fight. Blah, 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 blah. If the enemy team backs out, like you see, they back out, then he subs. If now we win the team fight. Now, in theory, our team comp, we didn't struggle when Genji had Blade at all. Like, we were winning every team fight. Our only problem was with Genji had Blade, right? So, by common sense, if nobody fucks up, we should win 6 versus 6 quite easily. So this means that we're still going to take a fight here. If, let's say, he would say Genji. We take a fight here, we continue winning. He will have Blade probably in a minute and a half, let's say in a minute. He will win the team fight here, but then he will not have Blade for the last section of the map. Like we killed him, he will not have Blade for the next section of the map, and we will eventually win just because our team comp is a lot stronger than theirs. Because we always won the 6 versus 6 based on how our players played compared to theirs in the team comps when they didn't have that win condition. If, let's say, hypothetically speaking, they would have won this team fight with Blade, they would have bladed, would have pushed the payload, we would have won that team fight, then the payload would have pushed back, and we would win the next team fight, and the payload would be somewhere over here. He would have Blade, or let's say over here, he would have Blade, he would Blade, we would all die on payload, and we would still be able to recontest and win a 6 versus 6. In games like this, you will basically win where you're forcing your team to hold and not necessarily on your mechanics. You need to have a higher understanding if you want to get from Masters to GM, as in where you should take team fights. Of course, some team comps can take team fights everywhere, but like a very underrated thing in Overwatch, as I say almost all the time, is where you should take team fights. Depending on where you take them is where you're going to lose. A basic concept is this. Let's say you know that this door, let's say you're silver, okay, or you're new to the game, you're playing quick play or whatever. Let's say you're new to the game and you know that after you cap first point, this door opens. Okay. You all have close spawn. And let's say you take a team fight over here while the door opens. The payload didn't push. They can always take cover behind. You engage this team fight, like you take this team fight after... Dude, you're a fucking weird champ in the chat.
What does he do?
I don't know. Trollosauris.
Well,
weird champ.
I guess you can see from the name.
Okay. So, chat, can you get me some weird champs in? So, let's say like when you take the team fight, if the door is open, then you're essentially making them another way out. In case they get locked, they lose. They can run to this tunnel, and they can run past this door, you know, because the door is open. So when you hold the second point, you take the team fight after the door closes, because they're going to be forced to go left side or right side, and you can all have like multiple angles of attack, and they're all grouped up on the payload. So like just understanding where you should take team fights, it will expand your brain in such a way and your rating. Trust me, it's one of the most underrated things. Because again, let's say hypothetically speaking, like we all know the obvious. If you take the first fight here, right, the first fight and the second point here, you're not going to have another contest. It's common sense. If you take the first fight here, you'll probably have a contest, but you're not benefiting from any angle or stuff like that. So this is why I highly suggest watching high ranked games, see where the players are positioned, what areas they're holding, or even watch professional games, Overwatch League or Contenders. You know, like, just understand where they're holding. Like, you don't see teams, let's say you don't see teams hold here on gas station. Did you ever wonder why? Like, why don't teams hold here? You know? Like, nobody says when you respawn, like when you walk out of spawn, nobody says, let's group up and stay here. Almost no game. We all go in the same spots all the time. But the difference between high ranked players and low ranked players is sometimes is like one of the aspects that is completely ignored by low ranked players is where they're playing from. You just play from that spot without even thinking. Like, I'll give you an example. Why do you hold here with Ana? Or why do you hold here with Orisa? Why? Every Orisa holds there. Yeah, but why? You know, like, the second you understand things like this is the second you're going to pressure the advantage. Because let's say you hold here, but there are certain circumstances in which it advantages you to stay on low ground. Like, let's say if you have a really good hog, they don't have a hog or anybody to catch your hog off guard, and you play with Orisa, but they can't with their own mace, so pull hooks will not go through, and the hog is waiting over here top left, just waiting to catch somebody out, so you're not going to get flanked from the left side. Then it's probably better to not hold here on high ground and just drop here after the door closes, because you're going to have your own main and try to recontest the payload on the choke point. Like, the second you understand the strengths of the heroes and where you should be playing from is the second you're going to start climbing. With Baptiste, the same thing. Where is he strong? Around corners. Why is he strong there? Immortality field, they can't destroy it. Why do you use Baptiste's ultimate over here and around corners? Because they can't destroy the immortality field. The second you understand the concept of hero strength in Overwatch and where you should take team fights, so the micro part of a hero, which is solely up to you, and the macro part, which is team dependent and how people want to understand. But usually, like, if you tell your team to hold here, usually people will not argue with you. If you tell your team to swap, they will argue with you. That's just human nature. Because there's a difference between swap McCree or not doing anything, and let's say here, McCree, can you maybe hold left side? Like, there's a difference in that. There's a big difference. So, over here, like, I love to hold here because I can hide the immortality field around this corner just a bit. Like, they can probably focus it, but there's a box over here holding in front. Like, it's quite hard to hit it. Also, when he bladed earlier, like, I hit my immortality field over here and use my ultimate here just because I can hide it perfectly. And if you watch, like, whenever I play on my main accounts, you're going to see that Baptiste, because somebody asked in the beginning, why don't you do the challenge with Ana? Baptiste is a new hero. If Baptiste is a new hero, it means that not only players that play Baptiste don't know how to play Baptiste, but also players that don't play Baptiste, but they play other roles, don't know how to play with Baptiste. For example, let's say you have a Mercy and a Widow. They don't have a Widow. Your Widow will go for duels. If your Widow loses, you have Res. The Widow knows that, the Mercy knows that, the enemy Widow knows that. Like, that's a small thing. You have Nano. Genji, if you play with Ana, I mean, your tanks require sight lines to get healed, you know, to be like in proper Ana sight lines. So they're not going to go past the wall. But if they have Zenyatta Orb on them, and they're not going to take a lot of damage, they can walk past the wall 2 seconds, then come back until the Harmony Orb will break contact with the tank, right? So it's understanding what heroes can do. As I said a couple of sentences ago, when I play with Baptiste, sometimes you see me throw immortality fields randomly in front, you know, like right in the open, and that's okay, because the hero has not been out for more than half a year, and people are still learning to understand the concepts behind him. Like, let's say sometimes they force you to throw your mortality field over here in front, then hide it around the corner, just because the hero is new, and it's like whenever you play with Baptiste, Baptiste's best friends are corners, literally. Somewhere where you can hide the mortality field and your team can benefit from it. But like, what I like to put a lot of emphasis on in gameplay, in this match and in the future, the more you climb, is don't be afraid to use your abilities in a bad way. Okay? A lot of players, they're stuck in Masters because when they want a blade, they picture themselves doing, I don't know, a Genji Nanoblade montage. They go like with Ghost Dashes, kill 6 people, or Zarias, they want to grab it on 5 people, 6 people, or stuff like that. Let's say this. One more thing, and I will move on to another game. You play Orisa. You play Zarya. If you solo Graviton the Orisa here, or the Reinhardt here, and you kill the Reinhardt, you're going to win the team fight by default, because your team is going to have a shield, and not going to have a shield. If they contest payload, they should die, because your team is going to have an extra wall because of your Rein shield, if you run with Rein Zarya against Rein Zarya. And if not, they're at least going to back out all the way, so you're going to win a team fight out of a single man Graviton. And a lot of players just, they wait for the perfect opportunity. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity. Always understand what you need to do in order to push. Or like, always understand, the game is not necessarily about what you see in front of you. The game is not necessarily about what you see in front of you. The game can be won outside of even seeing what's happening. Like what you see right now, when you shoot like this, you essentially need to view like this. Like you just need to view it like this. You as McCree, for example, right now, you need to somehow, if you overextend just a tiny bit, there's still an immortality field up. Even if you think the Orisa, you're not going to do more damage to the Orisa with Fortify up other than with Ana and Bap healing. So you should not push past this line and just wait in the back, so the tanks are going to probably break LOS with Ana and just poke them out a bit. Like small things like this will help you get from Masters to GM and higher up.